Right friends, welcome back to main events, 11th week from 14th March to 20th March. Important aspects. Aadhaar bill was passed by Parliament and finally it came through Parliament as money bill. There was a lot of discussion whether it is money bill or not. Government notifies the plastic waste management rules of 2016. With these rules, the minimum thickness of carry bag has gone from 40 micron size to 50 micron size. Andhra Pradesh launched fiber grid. We are going to know about what is the meaning of fiber grid. Then Tin Gya became the new president, but the real power rests with Aung San Suu Kyi. Syria crisis, Russia started withdrawing troops from Syria. Why Russia took this sudden decision, we are going to discuss about this. Government reduces interest rates for small savings. Now bank deposit rates and small savings interest rates are almost at par. And the last one is SEBI cracks whip on willful defaulters. Now SEBI and Reserve Bank of India are on the same page while tackling willful defaulters. Right friends, look at the first and the most important issue, Aadhaar bill passed by Parliament. There was a lot of debate whether Aadhaar bill is a money bill or not. Finally, the finance minister Arun Jaitley says that it is a money bill because it involves withdrawal of money from Consolidated Fund of India, but opposition didn't agree to this view. Whatever it is, finally it is passed as money bill, and we are going to discuss about the concerns expressed by experts. Not only that, the positives and concerns with regard to Aadhaar bill. The two main concerns expressed by experts are the Aadhaar bill tracks mass surveillance on people on day-to-day basis. That means the people's lives will be under the government's radar, because as per section 7, government can ask for Aadhaar for any of the schemes where government is involved, whether it is a subsidy, whether it is the benefits, whether it is a service. Government can insist on Aadhaar for any of the benefits which involve withdrawal from Consolidated Fund of India. So in future, this Aadhaar will become almost a mandatory thing. So it puts government's surveillance on the private lives of the people. The second concern is data protection and privacy issues. And normally no one is authorized to share this data, but there are two main exceptions. What are these two exceptions? District judge can ask for disclosure of information. District judge can ask for disclosure of information. They can authorize access to Aadhaar data without any disclosure to the person concerned. District judge can authorize access to Aadhaar data without informing the citizen concerned. Only UIDAI has got the right to contest the decision. That means the citizen is not coming into picture here. So this is the first concern expressed by experts. The second one is minimum joint secretary level officer authorized by the central government can direct disclosure in the name of national security. So when the issue involves national security, then central government with at least the rank of a joint secretary level officer can order for the Aadhaar data. And this can be reviewed only by a committee of 3 senior officers. Here, no independent oversight, no non-government organization can be involved in this. That means there will not be any independent authority to look at the issue whether government is doing abuse of power or not. So these two are exceptions, and there is a scope for violation in these two cases. One is district judge can ask for disclosure of information. In this case, the anomaly is citizen will not come into picture, only UIDAI can contest. The second exception is only joint secretary level officer can be authorized by central government for disclosure of Aadhaar data, but here the anomaly is no independent oversight is there so as to ensure no abuse of power, right? And when the bill went to Rajya Sabha, all of you are well aware, for money bill, Rajya Sabha has literally got no power. They have to send it back within 14 days. Rajya Sabha moved some amendments, but Lok Sabha rejected all these amendments. But what are the amendments moved by Rajya Sabha? Let us have some important amendments moved by Rajya Sabha. In Rajya Sabha, the opposition asked for substituting the words national security with public emergency and public safety. The second important amendment moved in Rajya Sabha pertains to including CVC or CAG in the committee to decide on request for biometric data. As we have already seen, joint secretary level officer can order for biometric data. Only 3 senior officers can overrule that decision. No independent observer is involved here, and in Rajya Sabha the opposition moved the motion to include CVC or CAG in the committee to decide on requests for biometric data. And third one is the opposition wanted Aadhaar to be made optional, so as to give scope for the citizens for giving alternate means of identification, but Lok Sabha rejected all these amendments and finally Lok Sabha adopted it in its original form. Rajya Sabha cannot do more than this because it is money bill. Finally, Aadhaar is out, and we are going to discuss what are the positives and what are the concerns. The positives are, it can be extended to any scheme, any social security transfer. As per clause number 7, this can be extended to any scheme. So, government can go for implementation of Aadhaar without any hassles. Second one is, government can reach the beneficiaries directly into their bank accounts. So, no duplication, lot of savings to government. The fourth one is hassle-free identification of beneficiaries. The fifth important point is JAM can bring the desired revolution. All of you are well aware about JAM, Jan Dhan Yojana bank account, then Aadhaar number and mobile number. This trinity is very much essential to prevent duplication, to prevent wasteful expenditure. Then ultimately this Aadhaar will become our unique identity wherever we are, and in due course of time various other multiple identities are likely to be eliminated. But important concerns, as per section 7, it can be applied to any scheme or program by the center or state government which involve withdrawal of funds from government coffers. Hence, having Aadhaar will become a must in due course of time. So, in future citizens may have very little option to be out of Aadhaar. Then second important point is, biggest threat is surveillance on people. Our actions can be tracked by government on day-to-day basis. Some people say that it is intrusion into our private lives. Third important point is, there are clauses with regard to data protection, but can the government use them judiciously, and can the provisions be implemented in true letter and spirit? That is the moot question. Only time can say whether government will implement all these things in true letter and spirit. Fourth important point is, some people feel that privacy is fundamental to freedom of life, but Aadhaar violates that. So, these are the concerns. I have already told you positives, and two problems are there with regard to the implementation. First and the foremost is biometric authentication of fingerprints of rural people, because they are into farm work and sometimes properly the instrument may not authenticate the people with the fingerprints. Then second important point is, internet connectivity in rural areas is the biggest problem. So, government has to overcome these two challenges. Right friends, with this let us move on to the second issue. Government notifies Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016. These rules were released by Union Minister for Environment, Forests and Climate Change Prakash Javadekar, and every day 15,000 tons of plastic waste is generated and only 9,000 tons is processed, and plastic waste is non-biodegradable and it poses biggest environmental threat, and the present rules will replace 2011 rules, and as per these rules most significant change is area of applicability is extended to rural areas also. Second important point is the thickness of plastic carry bags increased from 40 micron to 50 micron size. The idea is to increase the production cost so as to discourage its usage, and it is also expected that collection by waste pickers will also increase because of the high residual cost involved. As per the government's notified rules, other important aspect is the production of non-recyclable multi-layered plastic will be phased out in 2 years. Then the producers, importers and brand owners need to set up a system to collect back the plastic waste. Then street vendors, the small retailers who provide plastic bags required to register with the local bodies. So these are the plastic waste management rules of 2016 which were notified by government recently, right? Looking to the next issue, Andhra Pradesh launches a fiber grid. It is the first of its kind in India, and if everything goes well, by July it will usher in digital revolution in the state. And it established this project with Cisco as the technology provider, and it aims to set up a statewide high-speed optical fiber infrastructure. And at just 330 crores of initial cost, it aims to provide connectivity to 1.13 crore households, and all the households will get 15 Mbps internet, telephone connection and 100 free to air channels at rupees 149 per month, and this entire program is being executed as a Cisco technology partner. And by July end, if everything goes well, Andhra Pradesh will be the first state in the country to ensure digital grid. And here the interesting point is, existing electric poles are being used to connect entire Andhra Pradesh through optical fiber network, right? Subsequently, in the second phase, all these optical fibers will be put underground. So initially, for providing this optical fiber by using electric poles and electric substations to give last mile connectivity, the cost envisaged is just rupees 330 crores. Let us hope everything to go well so as to get 15 Mbps internet connection to 1.13 crore households in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Look into the next issue around the world. Tin Kya will become the new president of Myanmar. All of you are well aware, Myanmar military has got tremendous power, and military seized power in 1962, and after more than 50 years now the civilian government is going to be established. And please don't forget, the capital is Naypyidaw, currency is Kyat, and Aung San Suu Kyi will be the real leader because she is the leader of National League for Democracy, and in the elections she got more than 77% of the elected seats, but she cannot become president because the constitution drafted by military debars her as her children are foreign citizens. and the country is isolated because of military rule for over 50 years, and poverty and backwardness is extreme in this country, and the real challenge is to put the country on the growth path. Right? If you want more, please listen to news analysis. We are going to deliberate on new era in Myanmar. Russia started withdrawing troops from Syria. Russia intervened militarily in Syria in September 2015, and in less than 6 months now it has announced that it will withdraw troops from Syria. And during the past 6 months, Syria regained some territory, but Islamic State still controls vast lands of Syria, and this intervention by Russia strained relations between Russia and Gulf countries on one hand, and in particular between Russia and Turkey. Please don't forget shooting down of a jet by Turkey with the contention that its airspace was violated by Russia some time back. This strained relations between Russia and Turkey. Now, Bashar al-Assad's position somehow strengthened after the intervention of Russia in September 2015. Now, Russia probably feels Syria should take the peace talks in Geneva seriously. Right? Now, if you look at the scenario in Syria, we have discussed several times. There are 3 groups in Syria. First group is of President Bashar al-Assad, supported by Shia dominated countries, predominantly Iran, and now supported by Russia. And if you look at the group 2, that is moderate opposition parties in Syria, supported by United States of America and West, and Sunni dominated Gulf countries, supported by primarily Saudi Arabia. And ISIS, this is the third group controlling several areas in not only Syria but also adjacent Iraq. Now, why Russia took this decision suddenly? Because Russia now strongly feels political solution will be the ultimate solution for finding peace in Syria, and probably Russia might have taken several examples in cognizance in recent times, because United States of America intervened in Iraq and Libya, but both the countries still not able to come out of civil war. And all of you are well aware about Russia's intervention and shameful exit from Afghanistan around 25 years ago. So, keeping all these things in mind, probably Russia took this decision to withdraw troops from Syria. Probably the most important aspect is there will be political solution to Syria crisis, which now Russia clearly recognizes. Second important point is it intervened in Syria affairs, probably to protect its only naval facility at Tartus in Syria. This is the only naval facility outside the former Soviet Union region. Probably to maintain good relations with Syria, Russia might have intervened. Third important point is already informal step of cessation of hostilities in progress. You may ask, what is the cessation of hostilities? For reducing the animosities, this cessation of hostilities is the first informal step, which will be followed by ceasefire. So, already cessation of hostilities was announced, and Russia is probably withdrawing so as to give a message to Syria, please take Geneva peace talks seriously. Then fourth important point is Russian economy is not performing well because of the glut in oil prices. Oil prices are at present just $40 a barrel, sharply fell from around $115 a barrel around 1.5 years ago, and GDP of Russia dropped 3.7% in 2015, and the currency ruble has fallen by around 40% against the dollar during the past 2 years. The fifth point we have already discussed, Afghanistan example is probably staring at the face of Russia. It's a bad experience in Afghanistan in 1980s may be one of the reason. And not only that, America's experience in the internal affairs of Iraq and Libya may be another example. Then the last and the most important point is Vladimir Putin is known for unexpected moves. He is unpredictable as a person. So these are the reasons why Russia took this decision of withdrawing from Syria suddenly. Right friends, with the cessation of hostilities already announced and Geneva peace talks in progress quite off and on, let us hope some breakthrough in Syrian affairs in near future. Look at the events of economy and banking. Government reduces interest rates for small savings. Interest rates were reduced substantially so as to keep interest rates on fixed deposits in the banking system at par with the small savings rates. Right? So, the government's intention is small savings rates should be aligned with the bank deposit rates. Unless the small savings interest rates are reduced, there is no scope for bank interest rates to reduce. Without reducing bank interest rates, it is not possible to reduce rates on loans given by banks. Overall, the move is to move towards a lower interest rate regime. The country is transitioning from developing country to developed country. The interest rate structure will reduce. If you look at developed countries like United States of America, maybe Germany, maybe Japan, the interest rates will be abysmally low. Higher interest rates is the hallmark of developing countries. Gradually developing countries will try to reduce the interest rates. So this is nothing but natural, and if you look at this specific reduction this time, this drastic reduction by the government necessitated so as to align small savings interest rates at par with the bank deposits interest rates, so that banks in future will reduce interest rates on loans. Reserve Bank of India has already given signal to reduce interest rates by reducing repo rate by 125 basis points in the year 2015, right? So this is the reason for reducing these small savings interest rates. And here one interesting thing, please look at it. Now Sukanya Samruddhi account and 5-year senior citizens savings scheme, they carry the higher interest at 8.6% even after reduction. If someone asks which of the schemes carry higher interest, please don't forget now from Q1 of 2016-17, that means from April 1, 2016, this Sukanya Samruddhi account and 5-year senior citizen savings scheme will carry the highest interest in the country at 8.6%, and Public Provident Fund will have 8.1% interest, right? Look into the last event of the week. SEBI cracks whip on willful defaulters. You may ask, what is meant by willful defaulter? Willful defaulter is the defaulter who has got ability to pay back to the banks, but deliberately he is not paying back. An entity that defaults on its payment obligation, even if it has the capacity to pay back the debt, that is known as willful defaulter. Now, SEBI came up with the stringent regulations on willful defaulters. You can say this action supported the action of Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India is taking several steps to control non-performing assets, and now the action of Securities and Exchange Board of India is to corner the entities which are deliberately not paying back to the banks. Here, 4 important regulations, or you can say 4 important restrictions were imposed by SEBI. First one is SEBI banned willful defaulters from raising public funds through stocks and bonds. They cannot raise the public funds Then second, they cannot hold both positions in listed companies. Third one is they will also be declared not fit and proper under various intermediary regulations. That means if the firm is declared as willful defaulter, they cannot be associated with the funds like venture capital funds or mutual funds. These are intermediaries. They cannot participate in intermediaries also. Then fourth one is the entity will also not be allowed to take control of other listed company. They cannot take control of other listed company. Basically, these stipulations or regulations are imposed by SEBI so as to corner willful defaulters, because the gross non-performing assets in the banking system increased drastically in recent times. Right friends, with this let us conclude the main events for 11th week, and please do join for news analysis. We have deliberated on new era in Myanmar, the challenges faced by Aung San Suu Kyi, and please do listen to S&T Health and Environment also. We are introducing from this week in current affairs modules. So from this week you will have total 6 modules a week. Right friends, with this let us conclude main events. Have a nice day. Thank you.